Innovative has just added new import functionality that will make your workflow for importing records more efficient. MARC import via FTP allows your on-order files and EDI enrichment files to be imported automatically via an FTP site, so you won't have to download a file from the vendor's website and import it manually. In this video, I will demonstrate how to set up MARC import via FTP and how to find the import report for these files. MARC import via FTP uses an FTP site to transfer files between your vendor's website and Polaris automatically. FTP stands for File Transfer Protocol. You will need to work with your vendors to set it up. The vendors will create an FTP site with directories that they send your MARC files to. Polaris will automatically import the files in the FTP site. You can use your existing import profiles with these settings. More than one import profile can be used with each supplier record. So if you import on-order records and EDI enrichment records, you can have the vendor create separate directories on the FTP site. Likewise, if you order books and AV from the vendor, you will be able to use both the book and AV import profiles if the vendor sets up separate FTP directories for these import profiles. If you have multiple supplier records that correspond to different account numbers for every vendor, you will need to set up the MARC import settings for each of these supplier records with your vendor and add them to the supplier records. This slide outlines the steps to follow for setting up MARC import via FTP. First, identify which supplier records will need MARC import via FTP set up. Next, identify the import profiles used for each supplier record. If you will be adding more than one import profile to the supplier record, make note of this. The vendor will need to set up separate directories for each import profile. Next, contact the vendor to have them set up the FTP site and directories. Add the information that the vendor provides you to the supplier records. Then, choose how frequently you would like Polaris to import the files. Then, test the functionality with a test order. To set up MARC import via FTP, you need to search for a supplier record. Click on Find. Set up the Find tool to search for a supplier name. Then, click on the search icon. Double-click on the row for your supplier record to open it. Next, navigate to the MARC import tab. To add the FTP settings, click on the New button. This opens the Add MARC import dialog box. Enter the following information: FTP address, username, and password. Then add in the MARC directory. There will need to be separate directories for each import profile that will be used with this supplier record. The file extension will be MARC. For frequency, you can choose from daily, hourly, or continuously. If you select a daily schedule, you can also add in the time that it should be imported. If you want to turn off the MARC import, select Never. To add in the import profile, click on Find. Search for your import profile and double-click on it to select it. Next, press OK to add the settings to the supplier record. You will see the settings in the table in the MARC import tab. Press Save to save the record. If you need to edit or delete the settings, check the box for the FTP settings and then click on Edit or Delete. When files are imported via FTP, an import report will appear in background processing in Leap and the import jobs queue in the client. To find the file in Leap, open the Utilities drop-down menu. Then click on Background Processing. You will find the reports on the MARC import tab. In the filter text box, type the name of the library. The row for the import job will have the file name in the file column, library name in the organization column, and Polaris exec in the user column. Then you can click on the row to open your report. This has been a tutorial on MARC import via FTP. If you have any questions, contact help@ccslib.org.